Good afternoon, folks. My name is PK, and in today's video I bring you the 2024 BMW M440. This is the best and the latest as far as sports car technology is concerned in the Bavarian Motorworks motor line. And in today's video we're going to have a look at the 4 Series inside and out, get a feel of the amazing features as well as the exhaust note, and have a look at some of the most unique features that have actually made a debut in this lineup of vehicles. And so, without further ado, let's just open this bad boy and climb on in. Like many vehicles in this day and age, the M440 comes with the Smart Access keyless entry system. What this means is you are able to actually have the key fob in your pocket, and using nothing but your hand, you are able to wirelessly lock and unlock the vehicle. The vehicle is currently locked, and if I walk up to it and it picks up the key within reasonable proximity, it unlocks itself. The action of doing so is indicated by a chime and the unfolding of the mirrors. If I want to lock the vehicle, I can just press my thumb on the depressed portion there, and the vehicle will lock itself. Alternatively, I can just unlock the vehicle by putting my finger underneath the door handle. There's a touch sensor behind it. The action of doing so will cue the vehicle to unlock itself. Beautiful frameless doors, black interior, all blackened out. Nice thick leather steering wheel. And if you look at the door panel here, you see that BMW are very generous with this leather. Starts all the way here, goes down there. These are your aluminium controls, finished in aluminium. Lock, unlock, door handle. That's a door grip. Those are your window buttons, solid aluminium. Mirror controls, 2-person memory. That's the child lock button there. That's the button to release the boot. We'll get to that in just a minute. Like I said, frameless windows make for a beautiful aesthetic when that window goes down. The interior is a black interior. Very beautiful indeed. Along with that smart key access system, the BMW M440 does feature keyless start and go. As long as you have the key fob in the interior, you are able to wirelessly start and turn the vehicle off. You just put your foot on the brake and hit the button located in the center console to go. Beautiful, beautiful crisp sound. The centerpiece of the M440 is this dual thin film transistor liquid crystal display. This unit that I'm currently set in is among the few M440 vehicles to feature this display. Many M440 vehicles in the country don't have this display, as it will currently come standard a little bit later in the year. So the owner of this vehicle has had to custom order his for this particular vehicle. Now, basically on the right, you have your driver information system, speedometer, odometer, tachometer. You've got information about range, as well as how many kilometers the vehicle vehicle has done in addition to satellite navigation. Moving over to the left, the screen here feeds your infotainment system, your climate control system, among other things. There's also a series of cameras that this vehicle has, which we will all get into a little bit later on. And then moving further down into the center console, you have this dual air vent setup here, which is all accented in aluminium, underneath which occurs this little panel here. This is the climate control system, hazard light button. These are your buttons to skip your truck forward and back. This is the power button for the infotainment system. It also doubles as a volume knob as well. And then if we move down, this piano veneer finish is actually a lid that conceals, just open that, it conceals a dual cup holder system, 12-volt power outlet, USB, as well as a wireless charger. Moving further back, you find this nice, neat, beautiful panel here. Now, this is where all the magic happens. This is a little toggle for the gear shift start stop button. That is the traction control on or off. This is your cameras, the button to control your cameras. This is the button to control your sensors, auto start stop. These are your driving modes, comfort, sports, comfort, eco, and as well as eco pro. This is your parking button. This is a 5-way navigation key, as well as a couple of other options, including media, home, map, navigation, as well as telephone. Moving further back, we can actually rest our arm in this center rest here, which otherwise also opens into a little storage hub, which, as you can see, does have a lot of storage capacity, and it does actually store a lot of things. And we can actually jump overhead here. If we move overhead, we get that same piano veneer finish as we saw with this particular lid here. The piano veneer continues in this panel as well. This is basically your interior illumination. You've got a series of mics, a series of motion sensors, and as well as an auto dimmable rear view mirror. Very beautiful interior illumination this, and this is a button to control the sunroof. We will get to that in just a minute. And then this is your sun visor with the cup holder. It actually goes automatically on when you slide open the mirror. When you slide open this little thing here, and then the light will actually go on. This is a microphone, and then there's also a microphone on that other side as well. The same can be seen this side as well. You slide this open, that actually comes on, and it actually comes off. The rest of the dashboard, you do get a beautiful stitching, blue stitching that continues here. Beautiful speaker. This is a Harman Kardon sound system. Very nice. You will hear all of that in just a minute. You can actually open that and close it. A lot of capacity here. This button activates the auto hold feature, which means that when the vehicle is up an incline, you can just press this to activate the auto hold feature, and from a stop, it will go directly forward without rolling back. The auto hold button will automatically activate the rear brakes and allow the vehicle to just move forward in lieu of rolling back before actually moving forward. The steering column is a beautiful finish, leather wrapped. It's actually a heated steering wheel, double stitched. You've got these beautiful bolsters here at 10 and 2 that make for a comfortable feel during those long drives. A series of buttons. These control your cruise control settings, and these control your media settings, including your phone. There's also a rotary knob here to control the volume, and then there's that beautiful M logo ring at the base there. A bit of chrome finish around the edges here, and then the airbag cover is actually fitted in a beautiful double stitching with that prominent BMW logo ring. Quite a bit of space around here, I must say. Very nice and spacious vehicle. From here, we're going to let those 6 cylinders rip. We're going to turn on the lights. We're going to put the hazards on and check out the rest of the vehicle, shall we? Nice thing about this vehicle, being frameless, if you close the door, the window is a bit ajar, but as you close it, it will seal up nicely. Beautiful red brake calipers, Pirelli P0 rims, finished in 19-inch BMW spec'd original alloy tires. High intensity discharge xenon headlamps with daytime running lights. The beautiful big kidney grille, which some love and some hate. The LED light treatment continues onto the rear of the vehicle with the M440i prominent logo ring, twin exhaust tail tips, beautiful crisp sound. The most impressive thing about the dual thin film transistor liquid crystal display screen is the camera system that it feeds. Basically, this is a 360-degree camera system that you activate by pressing on this button. By pushing that button, the cameras come to life. Now, this that you're looking at is the rear view of the camera. This is the rear view. When the vehicle reverses, this is the view that you actually see out on the screen. Now, behind the vehicle, as you can see, is a small white hatchback. If we move over to 3D view, which we do so by clicking on that little tab there, you see that there's a front view of the vehicle. But now, if we look over to the right side of the screen, you see that this camera, there's a little camera icon here. It corresponds to the view on the left. Now, if we take this camera icon and move it over to this side, what happens on the left screen is that this camera icon is now moving has now moved to the front side basically of the vehicle. As you can see at this point in time, the Renault Clio and the camera and even the house, everything around the vehicle, you can see it in real time. If there was a human or a dog or whatever moving around the vehicle, they would also be captured by this camera. If we move over again to the side profile of the vehicle, you can see this is actually how the vehicle looks on the side. You can actually see as we move also onto the back, you get the picture. You can actually see everything that goes on around this vehicle. This is the 360 camera system of this vehicle. It's very nice, very comprehensive, and I must say it's very clear. I don't know how much pixels, I don't know how much quality you are getting from this image, but to see with your own sight, it's very beautiful. It's very clear, and you get the picture. It's quite a nice system, really very comprehensive. It would be almost impossible to hit anything because you can actually activate this camera whilst driving. And when the screen is not feeding the camera systems, it actually doubles up as a map system. It also doubles up as a music infotainment system. Now this part, I'm gonna cut it out at the final edit, but this is how the sound system of the vehicle sounds like. It's basically how it sounds like. Now apart from that, you can just hit this. If you hit the home button, it takes you to the main screen, and you can actually select if you want, like select the station that you want. I like Power FM, by the way. You can actually select the station that you want to listen to. Otherwise, you can just move on to an audio source, a mobile device. That would be a phone. Spotify will take you to to a screen where you can select your favorite music. You can also just press that map button here. If you press that map button, it does the obvious. It brings up a map of your area. You can zoom in, pinch, zoom, pinch out. This is currently where I am. Now I'm just zooming out, and it just shows the general part of where I am at this point in time. It's quite a very nice map, this really. Now if you continue, you can also just like search for certain locations, hospitals, shops, etc. You can input your destination, and it will just allow you to do all of that. Now if we put the vehicle on, start the engine, just gonna put that to comfort, make it a little less noisy. And then if we put the toggle this little stick into reverse like that, you find that the vehicle's camera system actually comes up. Now this is the rear view of the vehicle, which means that as you reverse, you're able to see what's going on behind and over the vehicle. Now this, it's almost like a drone is flying over the vehicle, and as you can see, it is quite a comprehensive view. Now if we switch over from parking view to 3D view, you find that now the vehicle, this is the vehicle right here. Now this is the vehicle's front, that is the back of the vehicle. This is basically the vehicle's surroundings, and you can see everything that is happening around the vehicle. Now if I open the door, you can see that it actually shows that the door is open, and then I just close the door. Actually, I can just turn the engine off for this one. It doesn't need to be on. I just put that vehicle, just turn the ignition on, not necessarily to start, and then I press that button. Yes, so basically you activate the camera system with this little P button here. Moving on, now this is basically the 360-degree camera system. This is what you call the reverse assistant. If you toggle this to on, what happens is it tells you all the necessary distances, how close you are to objects, such that you are able to park as precisely as possible. This is quite a long vehicle. At this point, just remember that it's quite a long vehicle. It's therefore very important to park as precisely as you possibly can. And then if you move over to car wash mode, what it does basically is, if you are driving through a car wash, this vehicle will this camera will actually activate to this front above the vehicle, and it'll just show you everything that you need to know about it. Now we will pivot our attention slightly to the information screen at the front of the driver here. Now if you press this little button here, if you press that button, it brings up a menu. Now this menu shows us a number of things that you can actually scroll through using this scroller button here. Now you have a route preview, you have an assisted view, you have journey data. This is basically this shows you how much you've traveled, how much fuel you've consumed, etc., etc. If you continue with that, you can just get the traditional M logo. I'm gonna scroll back down again, assisted view, route preview, map. Now if you've got either Android or Apple Maps connected, you can actually connect it to the main screen and have it transferred onto the second screen right here, which frees up this screen for your occupants to entertain themselves with, by maybe watching videos or whatever they would feel like watching. There's literally a ton of settings in this vehicle. You've got the layout, you've got the heads-up display. You can actually turn it on or off using this. You scroll using the right part of the steering wheel here. You scroll up again, you want to view the map. So it's quite a lot. There's a ton of driving aids here as well. There's driver assist. There's also a feature that allows you to actually not be able to turn to switch lanes without indicating. Now BMW drivers are notorious for turning without indicating, right? So what this feature does is that if you are on the highway, on the road, and dare to swerve your steering wheel without indicating, it will literally pull you back, you see. So you have to first indicate and then swerve in, right? So that's basically the feature that this vehicle has got, which I think is not just for BMW drivers, really. It's pretty much for everyone else. Now, here's another really cool animation. Now, this vehicle, right, this vehicle, this 4 Series, right, this is an animation of the vehicle on the screen. Now, what I'll do is I will indicate right. Ne? You see, I'm indicating right. Now, if I turn, can you see? The beamer is indicating right. Now, I'll turn and indicate left. I'm indicating left. Now, now the vehicle in the animation is also indicating left. This is a very useful feature because I'm sure if you are a driver of a vehicle, you may have experienced a situation where you've left your blinker on and you actually did not see it. This is very useful for actually bringing your attention to such things. Now, as you can see, I'm putting the car's high beams on. You can see, so the beams are on, they're also on here, they're off, they're on. See, it's actually a very, very nice feature. Now, this being a top spec beamer, there are literally a lot of features in this vehicle, features that I honestly am not able to get through simply because there is a lot of stuff packed. But if you press the home icon here and then you press this grid icon, you basically get like a smartphone like menu display, and then if you just scroll through, because I like to use the 5-way navigation key in lieu of touching the screen because it gets dirty. Anyway, you can literally cycle through all of the features that the vehicle has, like go through displays, digital key. This vehicle with the BMW app, you're actually able to lock and unlock it by holding your phone next to the car's door, and then it'll just unlock. You're able to do things remotely with that BMW app. You can start the car remotely, you can lock, unlock, you can activate the hooter remotely, you can do everything remotely with this BMW app. There's others require subscriptions, others come standard, but either way, it is a tech fest of vehicle. This anyway, you see, this is the home screen, which you can actually cycle through. You can actually go back, like you can go back to your infotainment apps, like your Spotify, telephone, Apple CarPlay, etc., vehicle apps. Then it shows you all of those things. And then one other feature, this vehicle, it does not have a spare wheel, right? What it does, it's got BMW assist. If you get a flat, right, on one of the 4 run flat tires, if you get a flat, basically what happens is, using this button, this SOS button here, you are able to get a hold of BMW, and the bloke from BMW will come and change your tire for you, put a temporary spare while you get the other one fixed up, and then you can put it back on when it's done. This is the part of the video where we answer a very important question. Is it possible to traffic an entire human being in the boot of the BMW M440i? Well, I'm very happy to report that, yes, indeed, you can traffic an entire human at the boot of the M440, because I'm actually sitting quite nicely here. I'm not even cramped. I'm not even feeling claustrophobic. This being a boot, I'm not feeling anything of that sort at all. And it's extra impressive with the fact that it is actually a coupe-like vehicle. It's actually a coupe because they call it a Gran Coupé. And with that in mind, the boot is still big enough for me to actually fit in and to relax, like I'm posing for a photo shoot, or maybe I'm at the beach or something. It is a very spacious boot, so you can definitely traffic a whole human in this thing. So if you are in the mafia and you want to upgrade from your S-Class to this, you definitely can with no compromise to boot space. Now, because the M440 is actually a Gran Coupé according to BMW, there are certain levels of practicality which are expected from this vehicle, chief among which is passenger space. Basically, what BMW was trying to accomplish with this vehicle is something that can really go fast off the line but be able to fit an entire family, as with the big boot that I showed you a little bit earlier on. Now, apart from that, if you actually sit here, legroom, rear passenger legroom, is quite decent. It's actually quite spacious. Now this is the normal sitting position of the front passenger, and between my leg and the seat there's actually quite a decent amount of legroom. I can actually wiggle about, move about. I'm quite a tall guy, 180 centimeters, so I am quite tall, but with that said though, I do have quite a decent amount of head and legroom here. And I mean, even if I kick back, I do actually enjoy quite a bit of luxury in this vehicle. I do enjoy quite a bit of comfort, quite a bit of suppleness of all this leather all around me. Unfortunately, however, it's the middle occupants who actually come at a bit of a disadvantage as far as rear comfort in the M440 is concerned. And the main reason behind this is due to the fact that the drive shaft hump of this vehicle is extremely prominent. It protrudes into the cabin of the vehicle, such that if you are the rear middle occupant, you don't have legroom at all. As a result, you have to spread your legs between the left and the right occupants, which can be a bit of a nuisance, especially as far as comfort is concerned. So if you want to have like 3 passengers at the back of your M440 all the time, that's something worth noting. The middle occupant might not necessarily enjoy it. Rather, you can actually use the middle seat as something like a drinks holder, because there is a center armrest here that opens out and actually does become a drinks holder in addition to being an actual armrest. So as far as that part is concerned, you can actually compromise the middle space to make it a strict 4-seater, because I really don't think a middle occupant will enjoy that much space here. As far as the rest of the vehicle is concerned, the rear portion of this vehicle is very spacious indeed. I do have 2 air vents here which feed air to USB charging ports. I do have an auto climate control system with the digital readout screen here. The leather treatment continues from the front into the back here. Harman Kardon speaker. I've got a speaker here, and here. 3 speakers only on one part, so this vehicle has got quite a number of speakers, and there's only like 3 speakers per passenger in the rear. That is very commendable indeed. A very nice coupe-like philosophy, which surprisingly does not eat into the rear headroom. And I mean, the door is nice, and I mean, being frameless, it's also very nice to look at. If I close the door like I'm doing now, you find that as you close the door, the window actually seals everything up, because as the door is opened, it actually opens ever so ajar to clear the frame to avoid being scratched or being broken. And comfort in the M440 at the rear is quite nice, I must say. It's a nice view here, nice view to the front, nice view to the side. You do have a bit of compromised rear view, but that's for the driver to be concerned about. Like I said, you cannot fit strictly 3 passengers. Although it's legal to do so, it's not advisable, because there is not much room for a middle occupant here, unless they are maybe like a younger child or something like this. Otherwise, a full adult would not be able to fit in the middle seat here. Right, the moment of truth has arrived. We're gonna take this bad boy out for a little drive. I'm gonna strap a GoPro so you guys can come with me. I'll also have a POV of myself driving the vehicles. So 2 POVs, a GoPro and a POV from the driver's, rather from the front passenger's side. So enjoy.
Yeah.
Right, so this is the drive. I've driven this car before, by the way, but I'm driving it again. Now, this is a very big car, a very big car, but thanks to all these cameras that it boasts, you can actually see where you're going. For example, I can see that there's a wall right next to me. I'm going to come a little bit close and then stop and then go forward. Love these cameras. These cameras are everything. Now that I'm driving forward, there's a front view camera that shows me where I'm going. There we go. I'm going to pop the car in reverse again. And then hopefully I will try and swing out while avoiding my Clio. Right, so what we're gonna do now is, it's a very big car, this. Okay, drive a little bit forward. Okay. Okay, now we're getting out. Right. Okay, now comes the actual fun. Reversing a BMW the size of a boat is not necessarily fun, but now comes the actual fun part, driving it. Right, there we go. Reversing. There you go. Perfect. Right, now I'm just gonna start out nice and smooth. We're in a neighborhood here. Now, this vehicle is nice and comfy. It's a very comfortable feel. Hi lady, she's smiling at me. Very nice and comfortable. Gearbox is extremely responsive. The engine is nice and also responsive as well. I think I'm currently in comfort mode. Yes, I am in comfort mode. So when you're in comfort mode, the car literally is that nice and comfortable. Really, it's nice and comfortable. The gears just jump and go. When you're in sport mode, you will see later, sport mode, it holds gears for a little bit longer for that sporty feel, and also there's those little crackles and pops, otherwise known as vrpa. So this one, currently I'm in comfort mode. Vehicle is nice. I can see nice out the window. There's a nice actually, one thing I should point out at this point is the fact that I was a little bit concerned about that rear window. I was worried that rear visibility would be reduced, but it's actually not. I can see nice and well out that rear view window, no problem at all, which is amazing because this is a coupe. This is basically a Gran Coupé. BMW calls this a Gran Coupe, and with that comes that design. That coupe-like philosophy, basically. Yes, comes that coupe-like philosophy. Right. So we're gonna pop the car into spots because we are now going into the freeway. We are now off ramping onto the N12. Okay, now the vehicle has already begun behaving like a monster because it has literally started. Oh yes, you can. Now we're gonna go into the freeway. We are entering the freeway. I don't know if you hear that, but that is a glorious noise that I'm hearing. Now we are joining the N12, nice and gently. Just gonna signal to enter. Let this guy pass, and we're gonna put our foot down a bit. Beautiful noise. Of course, Joburg driving tends to be a bit special, but you know what? I'm in a BMW. If I'm in a BMW, I'm gonna go in the fast lane, and in the fast lane, what do? We flash cars out of the way. Right, so I'm gonna exit. Oh, that noise, that glorious noise. Wow, this thing goes from 0 to 100 in literally that, in literally that. Beautiful, glorious noise. Those crackles, those pops, they are on point. This is what you call an actual vrpa. And confession, actually, this is my first vrpa, proper vrpa that I'm driving, and goodness, it has not disappointed at all. I absolutely love this thing. Well, folks, I hope you have enjoyed this review of the BMW M440i. There's definitely plenty more where that came from. In the meantime, do like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Thank you for tuning in, everybody.